You guys with a very special guest. We are on our 80th episode now, and we got a Twitch FIFA streamer all the way from New York and has just recently hit 20K followers on TikTok.
Yes, sir.
Ejroll. How we
Oh
doing?
yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. Thank you for having me on.
Oh
It's
yeah,
an
thanks
honor,
for doing
truly,
this. Yeah, absolutely. How's it feel to hit 20K on TikTok?
dude. It's honestly it's surprising when you start posting videos on there. You start posting to nobody, and you're getting 100 views on a video, and you don't expect it to go anywhere. So when you finally hit a milestone like that, it does just like we've made some progress. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Do you also live stream your TikTok while you're live streaming Twitch?
Yeah, I do both at the same time because
Okay.
that really helps with growth on both platforms to try to get that everybody across to Twitch. Obviously, it's much easier to get a following on TikTok compared to Twitch. So trying to convert those followers over to the Twitch is like a big thing, and I think TikTok Live is like one of your best tools in order to get that done. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's toxic on TikTok compared to the Twitch.
Okay.
But as long as you can manage that, like the people come around. People come around. You have to like play into the toxicity a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, I just noticed that some streamers do that. So I just found that interesting, and I've heard a lot of good things and that you do get a lot of following and more traction to your
mm,
content.
yeah, most
Uh
definitely.
yeah, for sure. Oh, we got Chris Torres in the chat. How you doing, Chris? My man,
Hey, Chris.
crisscross.
What up, Chris?
um, but yeah, I mean, when you're doing the live stream on TikTok, right? Where do
Yeah.
you have it like facing? Is it just facing you from like a certain angle?
So I know a lot of people they've utilized, I believe Streamlabs implemented something where you can actually just use your live feed from the Twitch to go to TikTok. But what I do, I literally have this thing here. I set up a phone stand, put
Uh-huh.
my phone on it, and I face it towards the FIFA screen, the packs, and then obviously when we do like reveals or something, I'll just twist it towards the Streamlabs screen so they can see the graphics and everything like that. And that seems to work fine for me. Just the
Okay.
audio isn't too good with the phone, but I just tell people if you want better audio, come over to the Twitch. We got the better microphone. We got all that stuff. So that's what I typically do, and it works fine.
So, how many viewers are you getting live on TikTok?
On TikTok, average I'd say 100 to 200 when we go live,
Oh, wow. Okay.
upwards of 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
and we've hit 2,000 on there. But it's very like content specific. So when you're opening packs, that's where everybody wants to see it. And at TikTok's very, you watch something, you scroll to the next one. So you really got to keep people engaged with pack. That's why like without my viewers, like it wouldn't be possible because they're constantly sending share plays and packs, and without that, I mean, you can't keep people's attention long enough, because that's what, when it comes to FIFA, people want to see. They want to see the packs, and I mean, people stay for gameplay and stuff, but yeah, the packs really drive the herds in. They really
Mm-hmm.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It's something, even me, I'm like kind of considering because I don't really, I have a TikTok, but I don't really go on it. I don't like
Hmm.
using TikTok too much because I don't want to get like addicted to it. I don't know what it's like for you.
It's very addicting. Scrolling on TikTok is crazy. You scroll on TikTok enough, and then eventually they send you a message, and they say you can take a break from scrolling now. Like, I've seen that before, but um, it's I love TikTok because of their algorithm and how they set it up, and how it's really just anybody can go on there and start posting,
Hmm.
and you'll get an organic reach from it that you
Okay.
won't get from any other platform, Like
Interesting.
you
Okay.
really just get yourself out there to a new host of people, and there's so many people. Like not everybody's gonna like you. You know what I mean? Especially in something like TikTok. Like there's so many people, so many people. So being on there and just getting to meet people and see them come over to the Twitch from the TikTok, um, it's a very unique audience, and like it's funny when you see someone from that TikTok audience come over to the Twitch and
Mm-hmm.
how there are they're a completely different viewer compared to a Twitch viewer. And it's like you
Mm,
kind of gotta like conform them into what it's like watching on Twitch versus TikTok. It's
mm,
very weird, very, very
interesting.
weird. But it definitely is like a process like that.
What would be the difference? I mean, are they just a little bit more toxic?
Yeah, more impatient, very impatient. Maybe a little more like demanding, I guess you could say. Like they don't really think about your time on TikTok. They just want everything done on their time. Like it's fair. Like if you go live on TikTok and you have a pack on your screen for more than 30 seconds, you're gonna be called a staller. And they're gonna start bashing you, and your chat is gonna be filled with open, just
Hmm.
open, 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 open. And
Yeah.
it's like it's very hard to just take that and be like, okay, they're just young kids, maybe just very chill, calm down, and then just like move on, because that's the toxic side of it with the TikTok. The
Mm,
viewers just don't understand. Like you got stuff going on Twitch, you're doing predictions over here, you're running stuff over here versus uh like you're not just on their platform doing that. So that's the one thing about TikTok. It's a crazy world. Crazy world.
yeah. Yeah, that's interesting you bring that up because when you look at how Twitch is orchestrated compared to TikTok, like if you're on Twitch long enough, you understand kind of how, especially for FIFA content creators, they take their
Mhm.
time. There's like a order of things that they're doing, maybe they're like
Yeah.
doing some SBCs first and then they'll get to like team reviews. Like
Mhm.
so there's like a line of order of things they need to do, like, to-do lists. But then
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
it's like it's very instant, like feed
Yeah.
of content, and it's just
Mhm.
immediate. It's just quick, one thing to the next, and I could see why like TikTok guys would have that kind of like reaction when they go on your Twitch.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's definitely something you gotta like learn and adjust to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gotten better at just like playing into it.
Yeah.
So, just like, spam open if you want me to open it. Then it's like I see the opens in the chat, and it's like, if anything, that drives more people when there's more commenting and stuff like that. You set a like goal. For some reason, people love a like goal on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like all right, guys, you want me to open it? I'll open it at 50K likes. So give me 3,000 more, and then we'll open.
Mm.
So you guys got to use tactics like that to keep them like
Yeah.
distracted from the fact that you're stalling for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fine line. It's a fine line, but you gotta have some give and take, right? So
Yeah, for sure. When did you really start incorporating the TikTok aspect to your streams?
I'd say maybe 2 months ago. 2 months
Okay.
ago, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it. And has that really helped with your growth on Twitch?
100%, hundred
Okay.
percent. It's so I started streaming FIFA as like more my main game and not just basically playing variety maybe like a
Hmm.
year and a half ago. And then
Okay.
before that, I had watched FIFA streamers like Goo Baby and Plute, and the way they would utilize TikTok in their lives.
Mm.
And I was just like, this is, it's genius. It really is genius. I mean, um, so I kind of took that from their streams, and I'm like, I'm gonna, start grinding on this TikTok. And that's when I started doing that, posting more consistently. And then you start to see the results of all the effort that you're putting in. And then I think it's like 1,000, and then you can go live. And then once I got to maybe like 2,000, I was like, all right, maybe we can try to start doing this and incorporating this. And it's like a slow start, but like you really start to build an audience on TikTok too. Like there are people who come into my TikTok every day that I see their names and they're like, do you remember me? I was like, of course I do. Like you come in here every day. It's like the TikTok community, and then you got the Twitch community, and it's like the Venn diagram with the circles. Like you got
Right.
your Twitch community, you got
Uh-huh.
your TikTok community, and then there's like the crossover and the people who like go
Right.
back and forth between both. And so it's cool. It's cool to like build a whole separate community like there that's also like combined with this one. And so it's like
Mm-hmm.
um it's very unique. That's what I love. Like I never expected that to be a part of my Twitch live stream, but it's like now it's like we're about to open packs. All right, let's turn on the live. So, but there's
Mm.
definitely tactics you got to use to like support your live. Like you can't just go live on TikTok and expect people to come in. Like I said, like I started my lives and I have content lined up. So I got my packs that I've done for the day. So what we do is usually play objectives first thing on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get those out of the way, do anything gameplay related, and then I would go right into doing SBCs, get my 85 by 10 for the day. That's what we've been doing recently. And then I tell everybody, say, save your share plays. We're gonna roll in, open all the packs, have the TikTok up right as I start to open my packs, and then we roll right into share plays. And that's like I said earlier, you just gotta keep it rolling on TikTok. You can't like dilly dally on one thing all too often. So that seems to be what people enjoy for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
So when you're doing the live stream with the TikTok, do you break it up in segments or do you just make it one long stream like the Twitch?
Well, it depends. It depends because I've experimented because TikTok has that algorithm that whatever they do, it's very weird because like you'll drive audience to your live from your For You page as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell sort of in a live, even if I have like a ton of pack, I'm still in the middle of packed. If there was like a dip in between, you'll see your viewer drop and then it'll hold it like a say like a 30. And then if you're seeing a consistent 30 across the board, I would almost just take a break and I reset,
Mm-hmm.
restart my live, maybe change the title if we got a different set of packs, and then it just fires it up again. Because their algorithm, the way it works, it's hard to understand. Like, but I don't even understand it. But I just know they kind of give you a fresh start when you start a new live. So
Mm-hmm.
if you do segment it, it's not a bad thing because seeing that dip and then you realize it and then you're like, okay, take a break, maybe go onto your account, do something, and then go back to share plays, have another lineup, and then you'll get similar numbers to like your typical average. So I think that was a big thing that I learned after streaming it for maybe like a month or so. So
Okay.
that's a useful tip for anyone that is trying to get into the lives. If you see the dip, just reset.
Okay. Got it. Hmm. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Um, so when did you start streaming?
I started streaming. It's been over 2 years now. I started
Okay.
streaming. So COVID hit. I was working a sales job when
Mm-hmm.
COVID hit.
Yeah.
I literally had just started it maybe like 3 or 4 months prior.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that for a little while and COVID came and then it was like, you're starting to work from home. And I'm like, I just got used to like working in the office, like doing that. It was my first like real office sort of job, like doing
Mm-hmm.
sales and all that. And then I didn't really like it. And then COVID hit and I was like, yeah, you know what? We out of here. So, and then I was like, what can I do with all this time that I got? So I started streaming then and just sort of got my feet wet and playing games that I had just typically always played with my friends. And that was, what was it, 2.5 years ago? Almost just over 2 years. I think it was like July 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. So yeah, started doing that and started streaming like games like Rogue Company. Warzone was big at the time. So I was doing Warzone and always was playing FIFA, but never did it consistently. I never really thought I would, anything would like take off. I was just streaming with my friends playing. And then I finally decided, I've always played FIFA my whole life. Like, let's start playing FIFA. Let's start grinding FIFA. And like, this is what you do. FIFA like the back of your hand. I'm sure like a lot of people are like that when they first start streaming FIFA. Like you watch all these guys do it, and you're just like, hey, I do this. I play Ultimate Team. I play every weekend league. Like, why am I not just why not just stream it, have some fun, and
Mm-hmm.
meet some new people, and it's honestly been amazing. It's been the best decision I've ever made. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So then when did you know like, oh, maybe it's best to just stick with FIFA as opposed to being a variety streamer?
I'd say maybe halfway through the cycle last year, I was just like it was fun streaming a bunch of different games, but it was like you'd have some people that would like one game and one that would like another, and I didn't like kind of like building two different game communities. Like to start building, getting traction, I feel like that just wasn't the right idea or right way to go about it. You really just got to focus on one game, and then build people who like want to watch you for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll be able to branch out and do other things. So that's when I was really just like, let's just start grinding this, taking this serious, and uh yeah, just get on the FIFA grind. And another thing that was huge, the FIFA community compared to any other community that I've ever streamed in,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of support is just so like everyone is so kind in the FIFA community. When it
Mm.
like I don't know, a lot of other games, I feel like a raid, for example, it just they don't do raids like all the time. You know what I mean? Like the FIFA community does. Like I
Mm.
know every time I end a stream, I send a raid. Like every time
Yeah.
I watch, like Teddy or Plute or all those big guys, Pie Face, when he sends raids, it's like you make someone's night. Like it's a really cool thing, and I think the FIFA community is great about showing the love amongst all different communities. That's what I love about it, and that's what I tell everybody who streams FIFA and another game. I'm like, you stream the other game, and that it is fun and it's great. It's just the FIFA community is always going to be there to support you, like no other game would, no other
Mm-hmm.
community would. I feel like it's one of the best out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We got Valhalla in the chat. What's it going? How's it
Hey,
going?
Valhalla, my man. You had
um,
Valhalla on, right?
what was that?
You had Valhalla on, right? You had him
Yeah, we
on.
did.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did have him. Yeah. So a
Very cool.
former podcast guest is in the chat with us. So great to see you
Hey.
here. Um, but no, that's so true. That's so
Mm,
true. Like even when I started around the same time as you, about 2 years ago during the pandemic, and even from the very beginning, I mean, it wasn't a lot of people coming through, but when they did, like they're so helpful. Like, cause it was also like my first time playing Ultimate Team,
oh,
and
really? Okay.
I was just learning it. There's so many things to know about, and
Yeah.
then along the way, your viewers like help you like
Hmm.
little by little, like what to do, and then
Yeah, yeah.
eventually, I got really good at it, and a big part is because of the viewers.
That's very cool. See, you've had a whole different experience with like streaming FIFA, because
Hmm.
I didn't know that was your first time ever playing. Like you're that new to Ultimate Team. Because I started doing it when it came out, so it's like what drew you into Ultimate Team? Like right, you know what I mean? What got you hooked into it?
Oh man. So I played FIFA in the past, like
Uh,
especially when I was a kid. I think the one I played before 20 was
mm,
14, and I played like kind of like the career mode part of it.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Love
But
career mode.
yeah, but then after that I haven't played any FIFA since 20, and the reason I got into 20 is because like my friends just wanted to play like just LAN party just for fun, right? So we all got
Hmm.
it and we all played with each other. And then I would play a lot of seasons. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
before I got into Ultimate Team. But then you hit like Div 1 in season, so you're like kind of bored. So I was like, okay, I'll check out Ultimate Team. This seems pretty interesting. And then
Yeah.
since then, I kind of got hooked. And then a couple months later, I'm like, okay, I think I wasn't working at the time because of the pandemic and the lockdown. And so I was like,
Hmm.
okay, maybe I'll give the streaming thing a try. But when I got into streaming, it's like I didn't know any streamers. So I
Yeah.
just went into it like I just kind of winged it,
Hmm.
because I know some people get into it knowing having watched a couple streamers, but I just like went into it like
Just went into it blind,
yeah.
just
Yeah,
to test the
exactly.
waters. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
then kind of figuring out Ultimate Team. So that's really how I got started, and then ever since then, I've been streaming and still playing Ultimate Team.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
But for you, you were a Foot founder?
Yes, Foot Founder. Foot
Wow.
Founder. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I remember the first card I ever bought in Ultimate Team. So you obviously you start off with like your basic starter team, and
Mhm.
I just experienced it. You actually when it was FIFA '09, I think it was that was the first one. You actually had to buy Ultimate Team for FIFA points. So
Really?
I remember having to convince my mom like, oh, there's this mode on FIFA. It's like it's she's like thought well you already bought the game and I'm like no but this is like a mode inside the game, so you had to spend I think it was like 2,000 FIFA points 1,600 I can't remember correctly like but it was something like that, so you had to buy it and then started playing it and like your team is terrible. I'm like well this sucks, my team is terrible. And I remember the first card I ever bought was a Cameron Nacy card,
Uh-huh.
and to this day, I just remember it because it was just like, damn, this guy's so good. And he was like a basic gold card, but it was just like
Yeah.
my first like upgrade of a team ever. And it's just like since then, it's just funny to see uh what like where I was then. And it's just like, damn, what a rookie. What a rookie. He was
Right.
happy about like a 79 rated gold rare card. But it's just it's funny to look back on how far the game has come too.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Do you remember which FIFA that was
Yeah,
when they
FIFA
started?
'09, I believe it was 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And they actually charged you to play the game mode?
They charged you to play Ultimate
Wow.
Team. They really it was their brand new mode, and I think it was their first little dabble in and making some money off of the video game, like monetizing
Yeah.
the microtransactions sort of. So I don't remember the store though. I mean, I never bought FIFA points. I don't think like other than to buy the game. So I don't remember what their store was looking like then. But I'm sure
Mm.
they were. I'm sure they rolled out the FIFA point packs for sure. But
So you've played every Ultimate Team since then?
yes, yeah, every
Wow.
Ultimate Team.
Wow.
So I went through a stretch where like me and my friend would combine like when it was 40 games. So that's where it was Foot Champs when they because before Foot Champs and like Rivals, there was nothing to play. Like it was literally a seasons mode, like
Mhm.
offline season. That's it. Like that's all you had. You had that, and so we spent a lot of time just building the team and grinding menus and stuff because it would get so monotonous. You're just doing the same stuff. And then that's finally when I can't remember what year it was that they decided to bring in champs, but like bringing in champs was great. And it was a lot though. The 40 games was just crazy. Like
Mhm.
get it, like the fact that you had to sit there and play. If you think about how sweaty games are now, it's just like that same
Yeah.
sweat for 40 games. It was brutal. So me and my friend was split an account, and we grinded that for a few years doing that like that,
Mhm.
and that made it fun. You know what I mean? Having someone to play with, I think it always makes it more fun. That's what is great about streaming as well, because
Yeah.
you got people to play along with you and see their progress. And I think like being able to share, I think that's one of the best things. I think that's why people love FIFA streaming too, because
Mhm.
they are watching streams. They get to show off what they've been working for, because we all spend a lot of time playing this game. Like we
Yeah.
dedicate a lot of time in it, and it means something. It's not nothing um to us. Like to other people it might be, but to us, like the time that we put in and the time that our viewers put in to get these teams, like you got to respect it. Like
Yeah.
it's a grind. It really is a grind. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. We
Mhm.
have Ryan the banana. He said he's from your streams.
Hey, yeah, Ryan. Yeah, good lad. Good lad. How's it going, man?
um, but man, I mean that means you're the OG of Foot and you've seen it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess, do you have a favorite Foot in terms of gameplay and content?
Honestly, content wise, the content's never been better. It really has never been better. Like
Okay.
over the past, I'd say 2 to 3 years, they really amped up the content level because the
Mhm.
content was never like it was now. You
Yeah.
didn't have it. So like when people complain about the content, it's like they've constantly gotten better. Like they implemented the swap token thing for certain promos this year. That was a great idea. Like it gives you stuff to play for within a week. Like that is really nice and keeps you engaged. Like you hate coming on and having nothing to do, and that always gives you something to do. So I really like what they've done with that. Like I said, like they started from no foot champs, no nothing. So the way they've evolved the content, it's been great.
Hmm.
Really been great. I mean, there's definitely complaints we can have, like they're not always perfect, and I definitely harp on them for that. But I think they try their best to give us a product that we'll enjoy. They just
Yeah.
come up short sometimes. So,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah. Um, do you feel like it's a overload of content for this FIFA at least? Do you feel like there's too much?
No, I don't think there's
Okay.
ever too much. I don't
Okay.
think because there's there's I don't think I say that because I think there's a lot of people out there who grind everything and they get it all done. And like
Yeah.
that's fair enough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why it's good that they have that much content. And if like
Hmm.
you're somebody who's saying they have too much content, but you're saying that because you don't have the time or you don't want to spend the time to grind everything and get everything done, so that puts you behind. Well, it's like, well, this person wants to grind all this content. This is what they love it. And I
Yeah.
think throughout the course of the year, I mean, that's how I was. I was grinding every objective. I was playing squad battles, even though I hate it. Like
Hmm.
they gave you a reason to want to do that stuff, and that's what's great about the swaps and all that. Like it gives you a reason to grind and want to play the game,
For sure.
and content wise, it's a really good move by them for us creators, like
Yeah.
that they did. Um, so yeah, I'd say it's been solid. It's been solid, the content.
Yeah. I guess to add on to that, what if you do have lots of content, you could, and maybe you don't have the time, maybe you could choose the one that you like the most. You know what I mean? And grind for those. So
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
options,
Exactly.
basically.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to be able to have, you don't want to be stuck to one thing. You want to have a choice.
For
So
sure.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's great what they've done so far.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, do you have a favorite content this FIFA that you really enjoyed?
I really love the icon picks. I love
Oh,
icon
okay.
picks, dude.
Okay.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I think I've missed like the rotation that they had. So like it's been icon pick, icon pick, icon pick, icon pick. But
Hmm.
like when we would do the roulettes, like really get into it,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing the roulettes, like the way you go through the nations. You know what I mean? It's that stuff was really fun. So all the icon stuff, because there's the upside potential. Like I love to get excited when we pack something good. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when I see other streamers or whoever open like really good packs and get really good cards, and then
Hmm.
they're just not excited. It's like, dude, when I packed someone like literally yesterday, I got someone a shapeshifter Rashford. It's like I was pumped for that person. Like that's such
Yeah.
a I know it's August, but it's like that's such a
Right.
big pull for someone who grinds the game. They get this pack, they spend a lot of time getting the cards in order to get this pack. It's like I want to be happy for that person, because they're
Yeah.
I know they're gonna be sitting in their room being happy.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's just one thing I love. I love a nice reaction to a good pull.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Um, so then, like, what a lot of people tell me when I ask them their favorite content this year, they always say Winter Wild Card.
Winter wild card, yeah,
Yeah.
Winter wild cards was really good. That was the first swap token thing we got. I think that's why that
Exactly.
stuck in a lot of people's minds, because
Yeah.
it was new, it was fresh, everything was great. They executed that promo so good.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that definitely was a high point of the year for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. I
And then
think,
as they continued on,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I think they noticed like how the good reception they got from releasing swap tokens, and then
Mm-hmm.
they just started, implementing that the rest of the way through, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. It was a great idea. I
Yeah.
mean, you had icon swaps. That was another great addition that they made. I think that it was I want to say 3 years ago. I don't know if it
3 years
was
ago.
three or
Okay.
four.
Okay.
Another great content addition, like
Yeah.
something to break up their seasons that they had. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Gives you something to grind for throughout the course of that 40-day season, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then just bringing in like the minor because like someone like us, like, we might grind through the icon swaps within a matter of a few days, like, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there for a 40-day season, like waiting for the next batch. So
Yeah.
having that intertwined winter wild card that would come out, like, and giving you something else to go for, that was just huge. It really
Mm-hmm.
was huge. And I really think the content, and that's why you saw a lot of people blow up from this FIFA, because the content's just been wild. It really has
Mm-hmm.
been wild. So just posting on all those different platforms, it's been the year to do it. You
Yeah.
just have so many options.
Yeah, like lately the recent content releases like the Footies Mendy and the swaps with like the Ben
Mm-hmm.
Yedder, the 5-5 Ben Yedder.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's gotten me to grind again this late
I
in FIFA, you know?
100%, 100%. I've seen people in the chat. They literally say they're playing swaps to get that Ben Yedder card
Yeah.
or to get the fodder packs, and it's like it's August, and I still am like I'm just as hooked. I want to say almost just as hooked. I can't go that far, but as
Okay.
I was at the beginning of the game, like
Mm-hmm.
they've done a really good job of keeping us entertained. And I know people were talking about having that repeatable 85 by 10, but once that repeatable 85 by 10 comes out, the game's done. Like
Yeah.
any card that holds any value now would just plummet. Like
Right.
like a Dembele fantasy. Like you see a Dembele fantasy now, I think I can't remember if it was 200 or 400. I checked him the other
Okay.
day. He still holds a little bit of value.
Yeah.
But if a repeatable 85 by 10 comes out and you got people who are doing like 5 or 10 of them,
Yeah.
he's gonna go down to nothing. And then it's like when you pack anything tradable, it's just like, who cares? Like once you stop caring about who you're packing, then it's like you're gonna stop caring about playing, because it's like, well, why am I playing to pack somebody who's worth nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the cycle just ends. So I think you need to have the rinse grind repeat, rinse grind repeat. Like just that cycle needs to be there, and once you cut out the one, it's just everything else is just going to come to a halt.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Um, for gameplay wise, I mean, do you have a favorite FIFA that you've really
Oh,
enjoyed the gameplay?
um, I'd say like the first few years when I started playing, I enjoyed the FIFA gameplay, and I think it was due to the fact that I didn't understand all the nuances, and I could
Mm-hmm.
really just enjoy the game without
Yeah.
like picking it apart. I think when I really started to like understand the gameplay more and the flaws, like as you play FIFA more, you start to pick up what is right and what is wrong. And like
Mm-hmm.
year by year, you kind of start to say, well, that was good last year. Now it's like this, and that's not good. And then when you play enough, you can compare and contrast. And I'd say they hit a low point with me when I want to say it was like, I don't know if it was 18. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say 18. There was a low driven shot mechanic, and it was so broken. Like you'd cut in from the wing or something. For example, I had this like red Dembele card that I used. I loved him. 5-star, 5-star. He was 85 or 86 overall, but like he was a card that was usable until the end of the game almost. He was so good. And you'd cut in. He's double footed, so it didn't matter what foot you ended up getting on. And you just LBRB, hold that B button, and it was just a laser on the ground into the net. The goalies would never stop it. It was just everybody abused it. It was just low driven after low driven after low driven. And eventually they changed it the prior year to like change the button configuration so it wasn't so easy to do. I think you had to like double tap or something. But
Mm-hmm.
that year was the year where I was just like, I just didn't enjoy playing because the broken mechanic. And I think I don't think it was as bad last year as it was this year. I think a lot of people have complaints about the gameplay this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I have to agree. Like the two, well, one thing that's always consistent when it comes to gameplay is the kickoffs. Kickoffs are always atrocious, I think, for everybody. I, your team just literally parts like the Red Sea, and it's just like if you don't switch into your defenders, like that person is just running through your defense.
Mhm.
There's nothing you're gonna do. They are running through your defense, and you're gonna be raging because you've just scored to go 1-0 up, and then that person just had to have a kickoff to go 1-1. It's
Yeah.
just like, so that, and then this year, which I'm happy they have said they're gonna address for the next FIFA, but the blocking and the AI blocking. So the blocking in this FIFA, it's like they could be 10 yards away and they line up for a perfect block. And it's like that's just not how it works. Like, and so they did say that they're going to adjust it for the next FIFA. So AI blocking won't be as overpowered, and
Okay.
user controlled blocking won't be as good either. You have to be within a certain range in order to get blocks off successfully next year. So I think that's a big thing because I'm not the best FIFA player, but like when I would lose games because of AI blocking,
Mhm.
that sends me off the edge. It sends
Mhm.
me off the edge.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say in terms of gameplay, the low driven shot mechanic and blocking in this game are two things that over the course of all FIFAs I really disliked.
Mm. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I guess what I've heard is I didn't hear that about FIFA about them addressing the AI blocking. So that's
Mhm.
new to me. That's pretty interesting. Because I've also heard, I don't know if you watch Inception.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you seen his video of like it was like an hour long rant that he was talking about.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah, on
see
his
he was
YouTube
going
channel.
in.
Yeah, he was basically talking about the game mechanics of this FIFA and where he thinks it's headed, and he thought it was like gonna be more AI oriented, and the AI is gonna be stronger with the AI blocking. And he was saying like all you're really doing in this game is just a lot of shot cancels, skill move cancels, and doing a bunch of elasticos just to get yourself like an open shot.
Yeah,
And then offensively, he feels like the AI runs are like not good.
yeah.
Like,
And when it comes to AI runs, he knows it all. Like
yeah,
he knows it all.
yeah. So I
So
just thought when I watched that, I thought it was pretty interesting. And then when
mhm.
I started playing again, like it kind of brought more clarity in terms of how what things are going on personally. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. Like, kind of makes sense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on like where the game could be headed? I know you already shared about the AI blocking, but is there anything else like?
Um, I think it's so hard to judge. Like that's a cool feature that, and they can say they're changing stuff like blocking, and it you won't know until you try the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
for real, what it feels like, because there is a fine line. Like they need to adjust it, but what if they adjust it too much and then you're not blocking anything? And then
Mm.
it's just you got free reign on the goal. And
Yeah.
it's just their gameplay has to be so balanced, and as long as they find that sweet spot in the middle, like they'll
Mm-hmm.
be all right. And they're gonna have issues one way or another that they'll fix with updates throughout the game. Um, and that's why I say I can't judge it or make any assumptions on where they'll be, because it could be good, it could be bad.
Yeah.
Like we really won't know until we finally get our hands on it.
Mm-hmm. So
That's where I'll
you
make my judgment.
Oh,
So
okay. For sure. Yeah. Um do you play on the Xbox, right?
yeah, Xbox, yeah,
Do you
love
play
it.
on the new gen?
No, old gen, old
Old
gen. So I
gen.
haven't bought the new ones.
Oh, you
Yeah,
haven't bought the new ones. Okay, cuz the old gen gameplay and the new gen is like pretty different.
I've seen a lot of people this year say they didn't enjoy the new gen as much. Do you play new gen or are you on old gen?
So throughout the year I would go back and forth.
Hmm.
But lately I've been on the old gen
Oh, okay.
more.
You
Yeah.
enjoy the gameplay better?
Yes, I do enjoy it on the old gen.
Mhm.
The new gen is like it's so much harder to score. The AI is a lot stronger in the new gen.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
So you're like even offensively your approach has to be a lot different. Like the extra pass matters more
Oh,
in
okay.
when you're in the box in the
Mhm.
next gen as opposed to old gen, you could do like couple skill moves to get yourself open for a shot. But yeah, the AI is pretty strong in new gen.
Interesting.
So you see less goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think. When I can't remember who it was, maybe Nick Run the Foot Market or something. I remember him saying that about the, I think it was PS5 gameplay. People would just park the bus, and it would literally be stalemates
Yeah.
because of how the gameplay was. But I never experienced it for myself, so I only had heard from other people what it was like. And I'm like, well, luckily I'm on old gen, because like all I heard was negative. I didn't hear many positive.
Hmm.
So
Have you watched the World Cup final?
yeah. We watched. I watched. I think I watched a little bit on stream. We did a little
Okay.
reaction to it, and um, so yeah, I like watching the competitive FIFA. Like
Yeah.
it's a way to grow the game. I mean, other games have such good competitive scenes, and I think the FIFA competitive scene is like lacking in terms of like popularity, which doesn't make sense because the base is for FIFA is so much bigger to compare to some of these other games. I feel
Yeah.
like so. I feel like they got to draw a little bit more attention to it, but they're doing better though. They're doing way better, I think.
For sure.
So
Yeah. The reason I bring that up because I don't know if you watched the championship game because that game they played two legs and it
you
was
talk
zero
with
zero.
Tex. You
No, no,
talking about
no.
the
It
one with
was
Tex or?
this year, World Cup final. It was Uma from Red Bull Leipzig. Leipzig versus
Okay.
this Nicholas 099, the Argentinian guy.
Okay. Maybe I didn't watch that. Maybe I watched a different tournament that they had.
Okay,
Okay, I
this
did
was
not see
the
that.
most recent one for the
Oh,
Euro. So they reached to the championship and then they played two legs
uh-huh.
and then they didn't score a single goal and they went to pens.
That's not good. And they were
Yeah.
playing on new gen.
Yeah, they have to because the pros this year, the
Yeah.
pros have to play
Yeah.
on PS5 new
Makes
gen.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So then when I watched that match, I just thought it was fascinating because um that's just pretty much displays like the gameplay, you know.
Yeah.
It's just hard to
100%.
score goals and AI blocking is like so hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I haven't had to experience that. I don't even know if I'm gonna buy next gen for FIFA 23. I think they're gonna make it mandatory in 24. So I don't see a reason to upgrade. If the gameplay is fine, like I'm gonna ride it out. I mean, if I have to upgrade maybe for like the market, I don't know what that'll be like. It's all gonna be crossed. So I think it'll be fine.
Mhm.
So I guess I'll see as the game comes closer what is being said about next gen and old gen and how it'll
Yeah.
be impacted. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting though. Hearing about new gen because I know nothing about how it plays. I just hear about it. So I love to get a perspective because I got to make the step eventually. But
Mhm.
but now, do
Yeah,
you do play PS5? Or are you on?
yeah, I have a PS5, yeah, but I play on old
Okay.
gen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can't get my hands on one of those. They're so hard
are
to
you still
get.
trying to?
I was for a while, and then I
Uh-huh.
was just like, I bought a PS4. I was just like, it's just not. I don't want to spend a bunch of time trying to get one or
Yeah.
waiting, and it's still a lot. I didn't want to buy one off of somebody for like $600 when I could get one for 400. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I wonder if it's easier to get now as opposed
I
to
don't
like a
know.
year ago.
Yeah, I haven't checked recently, so
Uh-huh.
happy with the PS4 for
Happy with
now.
the PS4? Okay, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um yeah, so do you do anything outside? Like what do you like to do for fun?
Oof, what do I like to do for fun? Play FIFA. No. Shoot. I don't know, but interest is kind of taking like a backseat recently. But like I'd go golfing a little bit
Okay.
here and there. Just chilling, hanging out with friends, when you got the opportunity. Love
Yeah.
big TV show, movies, Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Enjoy all that. That's what I do. Big like homebody. I don't really go out too much.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
enjoy doing that stuff. Um, watching Arsenal games. Big Arsenal fan,
Oh,
obviously, and
okay.
Yeah, so spent a lot of time following them, and
Mm-hmm.
went down to Orlando for their preseason, did all that, did
Okay.
AFTV and all that. So I love Arsenal, love football.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy following that, and really just I'm running out of TV shows to watch, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
uh, but
Does
yeah,
does FIFA consume most of your time, like your
a
free
lot of
time?
time.
It
Yeah, a lot of
does.
time. Recently, like just I wake up if I gotta go to work, I go do a little bit of work, come
Yeah.
home, and it's stream time. I stream, and then get off, eat dinner, and maybe for like 2 or 3 hours, go hang out with a friend or just chill and just watch something on TV, watch YouTube videos, something like that, and then hop back on and clip up the clips for the next day and post them, and then just recycle. That's what my day's been like for for a little while.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's fun. It's like I enjoy it, so
Yeah,
it's worth my time, I think.
for sure. How often are you streaming a week?
Uh, since I got back from vacation, I've streamed every single day, so I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
stream as much as possible. I'm sure you know Hectic. He said now is the time for us like smaller to medium sized content creators to like really start grinding, because a lot of the bigger guys have taking more time off when the FIFA 23 or FIFA 22 cycle is coming to an end. So it's like I've been trying to grind as much as possible, get as many videos up as I possibly can with the time I have, like just trying to just be in your face as much as possible. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the goal of anyone. Like with someone saying, you're popping up on my For You page constantly. It's like, hey, well, I'm doing something right. If I'm in your face, that's the goal. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, spending a lot of time doing that stuff.
Is that TKS that said that? Hectic TKS?
Yeah, Hectic said that. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
TKS. Yeah.
Um, have you noticed a bump in viewership towards the end of FIFA?
Yeah.
You have?
100%.
Okay.
Um, I attribute some of it to the TikTok, like that like I said, it's huge.
Yeah.
It and like they work in tandem, obviously. So, but like you can tell, like when a lot of the guys that are just that draw in those massive viewer numbers, like when a Castro is not on or a Pie Face is not on, that's a lot of people who watch FIFA content, and so many people now for their form of entertainment instead of like going home and turning on the TV. Like I remember when I was growing up, like which is weird saying that. I feel like old saying that, but like when I was growing up, I'd want to like turn on my TV and watch like Cartoon Network or Comedy Central or ESPN or something like that. But like
Yeah.
even now, I don't really watch TV. Like and a lot of people I feel like are turning towards Twitch as their form of everyday entertainment. And when their favorite show isn't on, their favorite streamer is not on, like they need something else to watch. So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna look for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta be there, you gotta be on in order to have somebody look your way. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's why I agree. It's like if there's ever a time to be online and be grinding the game, it's right now, because you want to keep that momentum rolling right into FIFA 23. I've seen a lot of people capitalizing on it, like that. Had been streaming other games, and they really started grinding, getting back into FIFA because they've done well with the content. The 85 by 10s are getting a lot of people back. The footies is always a fun promo, so that's getting a lot of people back, and their numbers are growing as a result. So I think I think Hectic's spot on. It's now's the time to get going.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've heard that in the past too about that concept. Like another streamer, Short Stack, told me about that.
Yeah.
And even last year when I was streaming towards the end of 21, I saw a bump in viewership as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the same has applied this year as well. So I do see a huge benefit even grinding and streaming FIFA at this point of the season.
Yeah, and people like, as long as you're still passionate and like you're enjoying the game, like anybody can get behind that. And you see it a lot on the TikTok, but a lot of people say it's August. It's August. Like, why are you so excited for packing that card? It's August. Like, it's like listen, I enjoy playing FIFA. This is what I do. This is what I play. Like, this is my game. I paid money to enjoy this game. I didn't pay money to enjoy this game half the year. I paid for them to keep me entertained throughout the course of the year. And
Yeah.
if they're able to do that, I'm still having fun. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I'm gonna be going crazy when I pack
Yeah.
something good. Like, that's just how I am. And I think that makes the game more fun. Like, you want to be excited. Like, why would you know what I mean? Why damper the excitement for everybody who,
Hmm.
if they're working hard trying to get an upgrade in their team or whatever. So that's what I love. That's what I love this part of the year. It's fun too, because you get to see everybody's like hard work, and everybody wants like team review, team review, team review, team review. Everybody
Yeah.
wants you to look at their team and see how much progress they've made. And people are starting RTGs and making new stuff, like doing new things like towards the end of the year that you're not able to do throughout the course of the year, which which is pretty cool. And again, that adds to like the content factor. Like, EA are keeping people entertained because they're able to do and try new things that they aren't able to do throughout the course of the year. And that's always a benefit.
Yeah, I'm surprised that even for me, like I'm not burnt out.
Mhm.
I'm still playing it and I
Yeah,
still enjoy it for the most part. I think more than anything, it's just the streams that I enjoy. Just
yeah,
hanging out with
100%.
everybody. Yeah.
The vibes are always, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't, and it's like it's still at a point. Like, I don't know what it's like for those guys like Pie Face and that stream to like thousands of people every day, but like when I hop on, it's like I hop on and I see all these guys, like they're like your friends. Like, you talk to them every day. It's like, it's you form relationships. You like,
Yeah.
like, so how was your appointment yesterday? You had to go there. You had to do this.
Right.
Like, and like the progress that they make. A lot of people in the community, they're streaming themselves, so you get to keep up with their progress. And I think that's one of the biggest parts of streaming in general too, is like being a part of a community that welcomes you for who you are, and wants to just enjoys spending time with you for who you are. And like, that's all Twitch is, really, just being yourself and trying to find people to have a good time with. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
what I love.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've said this in the past too, and I think if I was just playing FIFA without the streams, I don't know if I'd still be playing, to be honest.
Hmm.
But I think the big part of me still playing FIFA is because I enjoy the streams and I enjoy
Hmm.
making content. So I think I think that's what's motivating me, and the enjoyment of it keeps me going, you know.
Hmm. What's been your favorite content all year to do?
Like FIFA content, right? You talk about foot.
Yeah, yeah, any content. If you do, you enjoy doing Fall Guys content more, or like stuff like that?
I definitely do Fall Guys a lot. I know that's a lot of the viewers do want to play that as well.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of FIFA streamers definitely play Fall Guys as their
Mhm.
alternative game
Oh
as
yeah.
opposed to FIFA. Yeah, so I'd play a lot of Fall Guys lately with FIFA, and Pro Clubs has been the big thing too
Yeah.
lately for me. Yeah.
That's something I never got into the pro clubs.
Okay.
People are telling me I got to start next year because
Yeah.
I never did one, and that's another cool thing. I think that's why people love Fall Guys. People get to play and interact, and that's what's great about that game. But I think pro clubs does offer that. I got to try it out for next year.
Yeah, because I think even at this point of Ultimate Team, like people want to see something different, and like Pro Clubs is like more interactive with your viewers, so they just want to play with you. So, every once in a while, I'll just at least like once or twice a week, I would have like a Pro Club stream. Just it's all Pro Clubs, and then people would just it's a good way too for people to just hop in your stream and they just want to play Pro Clubs because they don't
Yeah.
have anybody to play with. So I just allow them to just hop on in and play, and
Mm.
then we get a lot of like a good turnout. And if we get like more than 11, then we do like a friendlies, like split up the
Yeah.
teams and play against each other. So that's always fun. And then also lately, we've been playing against other streamers pro clubs. So like
Oh, that's
yesterday,
that's like what you were doing last night,
yeah,
right?
yesterday we
Yeah.
played against that Mateus kid again.
Yeah.
Um, so that's been fun too. And then we're like in the works to do another pro clubs friendlies with another streamer with Johnny Cheesy. So
Yeah,
and
Johnny.
Valhalla as well. Yeah.
Hey, wow,
Yeah, but
nice,
Valhalla's
nice.
gonna join up with Johnny, so
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh, he's the enemy.
he's the enemy.
Damn you, Valhalla. Damn you.
Yeah. But you know, I think that's one thing that's been pretty fascinating to incorporate in my content. And I've been having a good time with the pro clubs part of it.
Mhm. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. Like something new. I don't. I've never. I think I've made it once, and like I just never really played it. So like it's something that I have not experienced with FIFA yet. That it'll get me looking forward to FIFA 23 a little bit. But Ultimate Team takes priority. Numero uno.
For
At the
sure.
start of the year. At the
Absolutely.
start of the year, that's like grind season. You got to get your
Yeah.
team looking good. Otherwise, you're gonna get annihilated in foot
Right.
champs.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, I would also say too, like I enjoy the podcast. In terms of creating content, I enjoy doing this as well. You know, I
how
like
many have you
talking to
done?
this is the 80th episode.
80th episode.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I had I had a lot of guests come through and I've had a
Mhm.
lot of good conversations and you know, it's a good way to just kind of network with other streamers and get to know them. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and then like I've gotten good feedback from like viewers about how they enjoy the podcast and kind of getting to know the streamers a bit more. So
Oh, very cool.
yeah, it's been good. So
Yeah.
I just want to keep that going. And again,
Mhm.
I appreciate you coming through, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
had a
Oh
good time.
yeah. My
Yeah, I'm having
pleasure,
a good
man.
time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, we're about an hour in now. So before we wrap it up, I do want to ask you one more question, and that
All
is,
right. All right.
do you have goals, like new goals or anything you want to achieve with content creating or FIFA?
Yeah. Yes. So what I'm looking to do right now. So my local team is RNYFC, Rochester, New York Football Club. And they were actually recently purchased by Jamie Vardy. He's a co-owner now in my local team.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
yeah, and I've been monitoring, how they're doing on TikTok and on their platforms of promoting and everything. And so eventually, my plan is because their whole brand is focused around keeping it local, stuff like that. So I hope to go to them eventually and say, I'd love to like do a partnership. They're in the MLS Next Pro, and I think when the expansion, because the MLS wants to do an expansion soon, I
Okay.
think a whole part of the reason Jamie Vardy bought in is because in a few years' time, when that expansion comes, they're going to try to apply to be one of the clubs that gets chosen to move up into the MLS. Um, so I would love to get in with them a little early and strike up whether I'd be doing content for them or creating content with them, like doing stuff with the players, sort of like how Chris MD has that sort of content.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at like club content in general, I know Arsenal has a guy named Frimi that he just does stuff with the players, does challenges with the players, whether crossbar challenges, playing little games or stuff like that, which helps you get to know the club and know the players more. And I think that's something that a lot of small clubs, if you look around at your local teams, like they don't have that sort of stuff, that sort of exposure. So the people don't know the players and they don't know about the team and how big that game is. And I would love to bring more attention to my hometown team and just get them out there. And like Jamie Vardy's our owner. Like it was a big news over here. So it's like it's very exciting. So I would love to do something with them.
Yeah. What's the team called again?
Rochester, New York Football Club,
Ro-
RNYFC.
and are you guys like in a division right below the MLS?
Yeah. So basically, the MLS, it goes MLS, and then there was the USL Pro League, I believe it
Uh
was.
huh.
But so the MLS, wait, so the USL League is basically some B teams from the MLS and teams like Rochester that are just scattered across the country. Smaller uh, can't think of the word, but smaller, like a fan base or whatever. And then the MLS decided to create this MLS Next Pro League, and that's where Rochester joined. We used to be the Rochester Rhinos when we were a part of the USL, but MLS created this new league. We brought our team back when Jamie Vardy bought up, and we joined this MLS Next Pro. And I think that the MLS is trying to move away from the USL and make the MLS Next Pro their B league. So and we've been dominating in that league. We've been winning a lot. I think we're right at the top of the table, so we're looking good. We made a good run in the U.S. Open Cup. They ended up getting knocked out to New York City FC, and I can't remember the round, but they ended up losing like 3-1 in New York. So, but that was cool. That was cool to get to see him play an MLS team. And we actually have another team, a smaller team. A buddy of mine plays for it, and we had DC United come to town and play a game here, which was really cool.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it's cool to have that, in your backyard, and I would love to take advantage of having a professional team here. Hopefully they can make that next step into the MLS.
So maybe you would like to be like maybe like an esports representative, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think a lot of the Premier League teams have moved to having multiple representatives on the esports front.
Yeah.
So they don't have any sort of scene like that at all for them, and maybe get a little petition to get that MLS Next Pro League into FIFA, so I can play with some Rhinos players, or I call them Rhinos, but the RNYFC players. So that would be something I'd love to see in the future down the line, is being able to partner with them, do something with them, and then have it come to fruition with having them be in FIFA. Like that would be awesome. And that's the goal in terms of like outside of Twitch and everything. That's something that I'm looking forward to doing.
Have you reached out to them?
No, I have contact, but I have like the contact. I literally have the guy's phone number. All I have to do is call him. But I'm like, I'm not big enough. Like I want to grind a little bit more. I want to have this big of, I want to do this, have this before I come to him with it. Even though I think like I would do well now, I just there's just always something in my head. It's like you could do a little bit more and then do it, so your presentation for them is a little bit better, and just more time and practicing. But no, it's something I do plan on doing. Maybe within like 6 months. I think that's my plan, to make that next step into doing that. But then might take away time from streaming. So that's part of like why I want to continue grinding this before I just because I would never abandon streaming, but that I feel like that would be something that would take up more time. So
yeah,
might
be easier to get that, ask for it now, right, before they get into the MLS.
Yeah, so I know I got time for that.
Okay,
like, it's not something. I don't think the MLS expansion is going to come until either like the 2025-26 season. So there's plenty of time. Okay, it might be a little earlier, but they might do like 2 separate expansions. So but yeah, that 100% would be much easier to get in now. But what I think my edge is, I don't know for sure, but I don't know if anyone else from Rochester is streaming FIFA like me. So I'm trying to be the best in Rochester. Yeah, in terms of FIFA streaming, and that'll give me the edge, I think. And just becoming more comfortable, just talking and presenting and maybe have some sort of role at the club. For sure. Whether it be commentating or just media creation, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, and I wish you the best of luck in that. I do hope
thank you.
You get that esports rep
for
Rochester.
One can only hope.
Yeah. And I just wish you the best of luck in your content creating journey, and want to thank you again for just coming through. So where can people find you for like your TikTok, social media?
Ejroll everything. So
everything. Okay.
Ejroll. I think underscore on some of the stuff. I don't think that really matters. So Ejroll on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, all that. So
Do you also use a YouTube as well?
I have YouTube. I tried posting on that last year, and the editing is just it's a lot of editing
Yeah.
compared to doing TikTok. I think I want to venture into doing that again, but it might be something where I would have to pay an editor. I just don't know if I can do all that editing, to be
Right.
honest. Like
Right.
I like doing my own stuff, but it takes up a lot of time. A lot of time. So I give credit to anybody who does uh you know do multi-purpose on all platforms, because
Mhm.
it's a grind for real. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. But I'll leave the links in the description below so you guys could check him out if you guys haven't already. Please support him and drop him a follow. And Ryan says you're the best FIFA streamer alive.
All right, Ryan, much love, man. Thank you for having me out, man. This has been really fun.
Yeah, yeah, my
It's the
pleasure,
first
man. My
podcast I've ever
pleasure.
done, and it was a great experience. Just
Yeah,
talk about the game, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
absolutely.
No
Absolutely.
nerves at all.
No, that's good. That's good. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll end it here. Thank you guys for coming through. Ryan, Chris, Valhalla, appreciate you guys coming through. We'll catch you guys on the next one. And EJ, if you want to stay a little bit afterwards, the live stream, that'd be great. But for everybody else, I'll catch you guys later.